Yesterday we just had the 8th anniversary of the 1 October 2017 mass shooting at the adjacent property to Mandalay Bay, owned by MGM as well. But I watch these memorial services and I see a lot of lip service. The "we'll never forget," but yet I'm standing in court after 6 years alone representing myself. My case is currently back before the Supreme Court, awaiting a decision where I'm exposing judicial and law enforcement corruption, lawyer misconduct, and I'm the only one standing there. Well, I get it. Not everybody can be in court, but I've had very little to almost no support from the community. I know MGM's tried to write me off as just some crazy former Marine that's disabled and I'm out of my mind, but that's not the truth. The truth is, I've had direct video that showed the 32-135 window was shot out 16 minutes before the current police report says. I've caught MGM lying numerous times in court. But I see these memorials and, it's all great, but to me, the reason I'm standing is because the families deserve to know the truth. LVMPD officer Charles Hatfield died a hero trying to protect others off duty. And when I watched their leadership get up there yesterday and give the anniversary speeches, I watched Joe Lombardo and Kevin McVeigh, and they're like, well, we've done all that we can do in our power. That's a lie. MGM has had more shootings on their properties since. More people have died on their properties during my case after I won the courts. MGM had a mass shooting prior to Route 91 at New York in 2007. I know because one of my friends was the victim. She went to court and they railroaded her. Stephen Paddock went to court on a slip and fall lawsuit over Cosmopolitan. He felt he was cheated. He started buying guns on the 2 dates that they ruled against him and committed the act on the eve of that 1-year anniversary of the final ruling. They know why he did it. They've covered it up to help protect the casino industry. It's an excuse. Let me tell you this. As the governor and the sheriff, they could have gone directly to the Nevada Gaming Commission and Gaming Board and demanded security changes. You had a guy that shot 71 rounds from his balcony at an MGM property in 2024 on New Year's Eve morning. 71 rounds. It took nearly an hour to find him. They think that their risk analysis is, well, if this happens, if there's a shooting or something once every 2-3 years, it's no big deal. We don't have to actually change our security and actually guard against weapons coming into their properties, which they've known they were before this incident and after, and they still have taken no action. The local casinos here in Southern California have weapons detection systems at their front entrances. But you see, security is an expense. They don't profit from it. But they don't seem to realize that their risk analysis is wrong. They don't know when the next guy might come. And they're jeopardizing their guests and tourists, all to protect the casino industry because the excuse is they're a small town. Well, I'm sorry, but they're not the only town in this country that heavily relies upon tourism. So stop with the excuses and actually do something about it. You could have gone to the Nevada Gaming Board Commission, Joe Lombardo, Kevin McVeigh, could have demanded security changes as part of their licensing, but they failed to do so. And they've had more shootings and more people have died on their property. 3 people were shot at MGM Mirage right before they sold it to Hard Rock. 2 of them died. Inside their hotel, they were shot. On the East Coast at one of their properties, a guy was shot about a year after Route 91 with an AR-15 in their hotel and robbed. So they have not taken the proper protocols and changes in security to prevent this from happening again. So all they're doing is biding time, hoping it won't happen again. But they don't know when the next one's coming, and they're risking people's lives. And furthermore, if the next guy, which in all likelihood, they tend to be copycats that try to one-up one another to have a bigger effect, the next one might be a 9/11 style attack. What are they going to do then to the city by failing to have taken precautions? They've put up shot spotter, they've done a couple things, but that's reactive. Even their ERT team, their emergency response team, that's reactive. And are they going to cordon off and kick in the doors before LVMPD gets there? No, LVMPD is going to take over 100%. So they're more there for executive protection. So when they sit there and tell people that they've done all they can, they're full of shit. And I'm tired of hearing them lie year after year. The courts have been corrupt as hell, I'll tell you that. And that's exactly why this happened. Stephen Paddock felt that he was cheated, and the only way that he could get back at them was to leave them liable. But it goes beyond just MGM and the casinos. It's the courts, it's the cops. And I'm not talking to lower level cops. There were many heroes. On duty, off duty, paramedics, firefighters, former military, guys like me that were running back in to try and help people that night. And I've been railroaded as a disabled veteran because I caught them, and I have video. And the media won't tell you that. They've done interviews with me, but not one of them will tell you that I've got direct video. Probably because the lawyer's starting to sue them. They've got more video than I've got, but I got the one they didn't want to come out because they didn't get to wipe my phone. So, all of the prayers and, we'll never forget. Stand and take action. I should have the entire nation standing behind me, demanding answers. This is still the largest mass shooting in the country. You've got other mass shootings, including Pulse nightclub in Uvalde, cover-ups there. They just came out with a video that they withheld for 3 years from the teacher, claiming that she left the door open when she, in fact, kicked the rock and closed the damn door. And the door lock was broken, and that's how the guy got in. And then the cops took 70-some-odd minutes to actually go in and take the guy down after he killed a classroom full of kids. Same thing with Pulse nightclub. The city there was covering up. That's my hometown, Orlando. Covering up safety violations, putting a refrigerator in front of an exit door that people could have escaped from, and they've concealed that. And they've covered it up, and a bunch of politicians get all together and they do their rainbow shit and everything else. And that's not what the victims and the families actually want. They want a decent memorial. We're going on 8 years. They're saying, oh, well, we'll have this $45 million memorial done by the 10-year mark. Well, what's the biggest thing that we could do as a community to honor those lives that are lost, that will never come back, and the families and the victims? How about we try to prevent the next guy from coming in and doing the same damn thing? That's more than any stone statue picture. It's an insult to those lives that were lost if we allow it to happen again, and they're not taking even the basic precautions to prevent it. So that's what I've got to say. My name is Roger Kennis. I'm a former Marine, and I'm standing up to MGM. I'm not just talking about it. I put my money back behind it. I'm literally living in my car, and I don't care about that. But to afford the expenses that it's cost me over the last 6 years and the emotional toll that it's taken on me, they don't want to talk about that. And that's fine. I don't give a damn about myself. But you know what? I've got emails that I could show you where they offered me money, and I said no, because this wasn't just about me. This was about everybody, and they ripped off all these victims to get a cheap settlement, and they lied to the insurance company to get them to cover it. And our lawyer made a bunch of money while taking a dive, basically. So I don't want to hear how any of this nonsense about what they've done. What they've done is just as bad as the fucking crime, in my opinion. So I hope you people will start getting behind me. I'm not crazy. I might be a little crazy. I'm not insane. So there is a difference. And I'm standing up not just for myself, but for all of you, and for the truth to be told. And this entire damn country should be demanding it, because the media sure as hell didn't get any answers for us. They all got shut down and they all went away. Imagine that. So when the sheriff and governor get up there and cry and give their little speech, go off and do absolutely nothing about it, they absolutely can do something about it, and they haven't. So demand more from them. Demand answers, please.